Feature Friday.
The freshest. SB19 acoustic, one of my favorite, okay?
This is Rappler. This is that studio that Waleska really likes. And also, he looks like one of the Backstreet Boys here.
He does,
That's
yes.
like a
Look what a
proper
cool hairstyle.
Backstreet Boy haircut. We've never heard
Let's
this
go.
song.
Pagdating sa aking baran ay hindi ko na naman mahanap aking susi. Saang lupalap ko ba ito na itabi pasintabi na naman. Nalilito, nahihilo na sa inyo.
Mixing is so
Wow,
bizarre.
wow, wow.
Saan na nga ba ang sarili kong pagkatao?
Wow, Polo looks sick.
Sa mga bulong ka, kahit pa ako sumigaw ay malabo.
It's a hard song.
Tao po, pakinggan nyo naman ako. Bakit niyo?
Wow, very
God,
clean from
jeez.
Still.
Pakinggan nyo naman ako. Bakit niyo? Subukan buksan ang bukas namang pinto. Nang tuluyan ang makita nyo.
Good girl in the back. The woman in the back
It's
is like,
oh.
Tunay na ako, di nagtatago. Sa likod ng bumabulag na ilaw na to.
Okay,
Nice
Stell
looks,
just
bro.
literally freaking ate. Yeah, the styling.
very nice.
Can we
looks.
have a moment for the styling? Absolutely phenomenal.
I f with him a lot.
Me
Very nice.
too. Very cool.
Napapamuni-muni sa kawalan ng huni. Di mapapirmi.
He's too good.
So Still smooth.
Yes, sir. That was so solid.
Bro,
That was
Felipe,
literally-
bro.
That literally came from nowhere. Oh my god, what are we doing, people?
Nice.
Listen, this
Adding some
freaking
growl and shit.
yeah, this freaking chorus is hard.
Very nice. All right, let's talk a little bit about the vocal prowess at Showcase, yeah? Before we go into the second section of the song.
Absolutely phenomenal. Let's talk about that uneasy entrance though, because it's a tough entrance, and it has nothing to do with the way the song has been composed, but how you can approach it in an acoustic like mixed environment. So that entrance right between Felipe, Ken, and Justin, there is a lot of trying to find your feet around that, because it's not in the lower range of your vocals either. So you're trying to find that mixed point where it's not too belty, where it's not full fold, but it at the same time maintains that intimacy, and that is quite hard to switch from it right at the beginning of a song. I have to say though, that chorus is incredibly hard, working at the top of the range. Also, the mixing, it's so forefront.
Because they do have the track behind them.
Yes,
It's sort of like a doubler effect sort
it
of
has
thing.
it has like a guide vocal line, right?
So they do have a split on their
they
mic.
do.
But they're very forward. But it's also, the track is also, you can hear it in the back. It's a very, very interesting mix. But I think it actually makes it like twice as hard for them.
It does, because there is a set path that they must follow, otherwise it becomes a little too discordant.
Yeah.
But in this particular case, you have to abide by what the guideline is setting.
Someone actually who showcased that very well, it was Felipe and Stell. They really did a very
Yes.
good job of that. And simply, what would you call it? Adding brightness rather than doing different takes, because you can't do a different take. You have to do the take that's fucking track.
See this intimacy?
Very
It's
difficult.
very, very hard. Because it's not at the bottom of the range.
Here's where they're comfortable. This part of the
Yeah. Because you can connect emotionally so much easier. Okay, damn! You see, they're just shining here.
Damn, what a song.
Can we talk about their diction though? Nice, got a cool layer.
Because it's a very delicate song per se. We'll check out the lyrics in a sec.
Nice, gosh. My god, my god. You see, the mixing is so forward.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Whoa! Yeah, it's a very vulnerable track.
Immensely vulnerable.
It's
which
a
makes it immensely
very,
difficult.
very vulnerable track. It is freaking emotions raw in the skin. Yeah, but going back to the video, it's very emotionally packed. So that vulnerability that I was talking about at the beginning, I understand why it's so hard to find, because it's quite tender, it's quite soft, it's quite delicate, and that intimacy that you're trying to create with this mixing is actually quite difficult to be done, because there's no musical aid, there's no environmental aid.
Well,
Usually
the environment
when you hear,
per se is actually quite precarious.
correct, and you have everybody's on the same volume. No, there's not a lot of like playing with a volume layering perhaps.
Still did have a bit more of a favorable split on his behalf in
Yes,
comparison to
yes.
everyone else, especially because maybe because he's got all the ad libs, especially towards that end. But apart from
But
that,
I
I
feel
don't think
like-
there was any in moments of big
yes,
changes.
yes, and obviously that takes away from let's try to keep this very vulnerable. Let's try to keep this, because when the emotion is high, when the emotion is heightened, they shine.
do very
it's
well,
such a brilliant thing, and that's usually where vocal groups crumble. That's usually where things go down the hill. And in this particular case, you're seeing them grow into that emotion. You're seeing them grow vocally as well.
Let's have a look at the lyrics. So it begins with Ken and Josh. Early whispers, even if I shout, I'm still unheard. Is anyone there? Would you please listen? Why won't you try to open the door that isn't even closed, so you can finally see the real me who's not hiding behind the blinding lights? Here I am again on the way to my own prison, where I'll be thinking on vexing things. Vexing means like angering things, conflicting things.
Yeah, like putting your anger towards something.
Will I ever be free from this place? Here I am again. Can we hold this off even for just a week? Can we just pause for a moment? Jesus.
Damn.
Very, very relatable
Damn.
stuff.
So now you see the vulnerability and like the honesty that you're really seeing through that acoustic live performance, because there is no way of hiding that type of emotion. There's no way
very
of
vulnerable piece from them. They're really showing all their colors to their fandom.
It's really putting themselves out there kind of naked, and and letting them people interpret it however they want, which is so poetic.
I'm drawing closer and closer. My footsteps grow heavier with every step that I take. Every breath I take. Towards the place I do not want to be in. Is there no other option? Is there really none? My search for hope continues, but it seems like I'm only pleading in vain. Why am I even alive still? Who can lend an ear? I want to know, obviously the creds here would be kind of weird,
I would
right?
go to say this is Pablo's doing.
Maybe a more fitting translation for the first line of the bridge is, here I am again on their way to prison. Sounds closer to the intention of the line.
Right.
I like the fact that there's comments for that reason.
Credits, please.
Let me have a look at the actual original one. Lyricist Pablo, written by Pablo, Sony, and
I had a feeling. You know why? Because he was so invested in the delivery towards the end of that song that there was no denying that this means something completely different to him that he does.
Yeah, and I
think because everybody has their own interpretations, right?
No, I think probably one of the reasons why everyone was also invested in a very different way is also because not only because of their own interpretations, but the song. There's a reason why it made it to the album.
Yes.
You know, they probably all resonated with
Correct.
it, and they all wanted to do their own take in their own way, and also be, you know, very congruent as a group. Very good choice. Very intimate piece, it feels. I wonder how well it's been received by the fandom, and what do they think of it once they've had a look at it and the lyrics and stuff like that.
It's brilliantly composed. Musically speaking, it's exactly what an emotional ballad should be.
Very well done. Sony, please don't block me. And
you have 24 hours to watch this.
Watch this. Share it any way you like, because it's probably going to get blocked.